Government of India has given many packages, stimulus packages to the economy. The last package of 6.8 lakh crores, it's a major package and one of the best packages ever seen. It's a boost to the Indian economy and it's been giving a lot of relief to the COVID sector. So to share views and thoughts on this, Madam has come all the way from Delhi. So now I request Madam to kindly share your views and thoughts with the journalists as well as interactive media. These and other topics. Madam, please.
Apologetic about delaying you. I had a lot of people downstairs, so even now I've asked a few people to wait and I've come. Possibly after the budget, I came once in between, whether I met you all at that time, I don't remember. So, after the budget, we had the second wave. Although the budget itself was prepared for a pandemic-affected economy, and it kept recovery in mind, and that is why we had chosen the path of increasing the allocation for infrastructure building, particularly concentrating on health infrastructure, even as we increase the general infrastructure, building roads, building ports, building airports, improving on connectivity, inland waterways, and so on. But after the second wave hit, and the announcement made after that, to which of course you had Sri Venkateshwar referring, that was ensuring that the medical infrastructure, particular focus being given to pediatric care for children who might want hospital facilities. So improving public hospital infrastructure with a focus on children. And other than that, giving a provision for private investments in medical infrastructure. When I say private investment in medical infrastructure, we very clearly said, not in the 8 metropolitan towns, but wherever the private participant would want to invest afresh or to expand the capacities which existed, they can always seek a viability gap funding and improve on that. Other than that, there are 1 or 2 more additions to agriculture infrastructure, power sector reform, some of which were announced in the budget, but implementation is beginning now. So, the sum and substance of what began in March 2020 with Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana, which has been extended from this March onwards till November again. Government of India has been very proactive, responding to the challenges as they occur. From a stage where we didn't even manufacture PPE, from a stage where we didn't even have ventilator, from a stage where we didn't even have the sufficient centers to test virology samples, we have walked a long course. Today, even in the budget, we have announced that in every district we'll have facility for testing labs. At the block level, we'll improve the health infrastructure and so on. So, as an opening statement, I just want to tell you that March 2020 or now in June 2021, the support that is necessary to be given to the poorest of the poor is being extended. Other than that, to provide stimulus for the economy is happening. Simultaneously, the Reserve Bank is also monitoring and extending credit support. But over and all, above all this, the opportunity to continue with the reforms is going on. So in this year, when you're marking 1991's 30th anniversary, some of the substantial reforms are being undertaken by our government. Had GST and IBC passed, or this tenure when you have agricultural bills which have become acts, labor codes, 44 of them being brought under 4 codes, mining sector reforms, reforms to financial sector. So reform to the distribution network of power are all being undertaken even during the pandemic. So I just want to make this as an opening statement. Of course, you're welcome to ask the questions. You can
I think now you can make
it several times, and even the petroleum minister has spoken about it. The duties on petrol are levied both by the center and the states. The center levies a fixed amount, it's not ad valorem, whereas states, the rate increases as the price increases as well, because they are the state authorities. Other than that, in this budget, there was an agricultural infrastructure development cess. And in today's context, of course, all of us are aware, the per barrel price in dollar terms is also gone up over and above 75, 76 rupees, 75, 76 dollar per barrel. So this issue of fuel price is fairly layered. Center and states will have to be talking.
No, whether the center will reduce it, give excess duty.
No, I've answered the question.
Like the states
ಮೇಡಮ್
My question
ಮೇಡಮ್ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಾಗನೆ ನಾನು ಅರುಣ್ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ
You
ಇದ್ದೀನಿ
please
ಪ್ರಜಾತಿಯಿಂದ.
decide who asked.
yeah. See, 1 minute.
Madam,
Ma'am, this is Mukta from CNBC TV team. Ma'am, the fuel prices have been the major issue over the last several weeks. Today, petrol has crossed 105 rupees in Mumbai, it's reached 100 rupees in many cities. Is the government considering now reducing excise duty on petrol? Is that a serious consideration?
Governments.
No, not like Karnataka government has decided to write it. Probably the letter has not released.
Probably you know it.
Yeah, because they issue releases every day, so we know it.
No.
But like other states
No,
have
please
also
listen now.
the other states have also asked the center to extend the GST.
Other states have written to me already.
Like, what is your view on
What
it?
is
No,
the
no,
question here? Please don't put too many speculative things
No,
in
this
it
is
and
not
expect-
speculation.
No,
GST
hold on.
compensation, many states wanted extended. What is your view? GST compensation, many states want it extended beyond 2022. What is the central government stand on it, or what is the finance ministry stand on it?
I'm not answering for all those speculations that you put
These
into
are not
your-
speculations.
No, please don't argue.
No.
Excuse me.
These are not speculations.
I'm talking to a journalist.
Yeah, I'm first speaking to minister. The question is,
No,
many
see,
states want.
specifically some state has told you can answer that.
Karnataka has
No,
decided
please,
to
will you
write.
hold on?
Yeah.
Let him finish as much as he want to say.
Yeah, okay. What is your stand on this extending GST compensation beyond 2022?
Now, will I be allowed to answer, or you're going to interrupt me? Will you allow me to answer, or
Yes,
you're going to
please.
interrupt me?
Please, I won't interrupt, please.
Thank you. I'm answering only on the specific question whether this GST compensation is going to be extended. I have announced that there will be a special session of the GST Council to discuss this issue of extension, if any, after July 22. Jobs during the pandemic. And at that time itself, last October itself, distinctly I remember announcing a scheme through which organizations which have people who are employed with 15,000 rupees per month salary or lesser, if that organization is registered in the EPFO, they can be taken back till this year June. First it was March, then we extended to June. That now in the 3 days ago announcement, I've extended till 2022 March 31st. What does it mean? You threw out somebody, you can now take him back. His 12.5% contribution as an employee, we will pay. If your organization is small, we pay both the employer's contribution and the employee's contribution also, which is 24%. Government of India will pay for them. And therefore, that has shown some progress. Now we will definitely be pushing forward with it so that more people can benefit.
Implementation of that, there is a lot of complaints on that front.
I'm monitoring it along with the labor department. Let's see.
ಸಿಲಿಂಡರ್ ರೈಟು ನೆನೆ 25 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಒಬ್ಬ ಕಾಮನ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಬದುಕಬೇಕು, ಅದು ಲಾಕ್ಡೌನ್ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ, ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಫೈನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಮೆಜರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅನೌನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಬೇರೆ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಪಸ್ ತಗೊಳ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ಸಿಲಿಂಡರ್ಗೆ 25 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಆಗಿದೆ, 840 ರೂಪಾಯಿ 840 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಆಗಿದೆ ಸಿಲಿಂಡರ್. ಒಬ್ಬ ಕಾಮನ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾನೆ? ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇದು ಕೂಡ ವಾಪಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾನೆ, ಸಬ್ಸಿಡಿ ಕೂಡ ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ. ಹೀಗಾದ್ರೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂತ.
That one sentence which you said, I understood it, but I can't say it in Kannada. You're giving it like that and taking it like that. Puchna aise hota hai. Okay? One. On the essential commodities, there is a group of ministers which monitors it regularly. Edible oil prices, because of the way in which edible oils, the oil seeds production has been affected, and India's dependence on edible oil import is very high. The prices went up, but you must have noticed that 2-3 days ago, for the import of crude palm oil and also refined palm oil, last whole year refined palm oil was not being imported at all. Now it has been opened up, so that imports can come immediately. It will cool off the prices of edible oil. So that's one step. Another step is about pulses. Karnataka is a nicely pulse growing state. In 2015-16, because of a special drive that the Prime Minister took to give bonus for farmers who are growing pulses, there was a good production. And procurement was also a very big task which the Government of India and Government of Karnataka together took it up. Now, from that point, there is a fall in the production of pulses. Therefore, we are ending up importing from Myanmar, importing from Mozambique, importing from some countries in Africa, importing from Canada. Canada sells the yellow peas. So import provisions have also been invoked, and lot of pulses will come into the market now. So prices of pulses will also have to cool down. Now petrol, diesel, I have already announced. One thing, what will happen to the poor people? You expressed a lot of concern. I respect that. I fully respect that. During the pandemic last time, till the food grains was being given free, for the poorest of poor, cylinders were also given free. Not one, we said 3, but whoever wanted to take all the 3 also, we gave it totally free. So Government of India is conscious that these prices should not affect the poorest of the poor. We are taking the necessary steps.
That is for the poor people. What about the middle class people, ma'am?
You will try to get insurance money from RBI to them. How it is going?
No, wait a minute. Were you there?
Yes, ma'am. 5 lakh
Did you
rupees.
hear me?
Yes, ma'am. You told that you will try to get 5 lakh rupees.
Wait a minute. Did you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't need to get the 5 lakh insurance from anybody. And I didn't say that. And I would like you to hear it all over again and then ask me a question.
We'll come later.
Which is
At the state and the center, the BJP is in power of the GST compensation payout to Karnataka. They've said there's been a deep shortfall from quite some time, and why is it that there's a step motherly treatment for the state of Karnataka? One. Secondly, Mr. Sharad Pawar has now backed the farm bills. What do you make of that as well?
First of all, the central government cannot take a separate position as regards any one state of the GST compensation. GST compensation on GST related issues are decided in the council. Whatever formulation works based on the formula for compensations works for everybody. And as regards the compensation which had to be paid for the COVID year 2020-2021, as per the decision of the council, borrowing has been done by the central government on weekly basis, and the money had been back to back given to the states. So that answers you. That as and when the council decides, it can always fix the rate and put it there in the GST. So in layman's terms, GST has already made petroleum products as a part of it, kept it at a zero rated level. Once the GST council decides, it will just be taken on board. Amendment is not again required. So the council will have to take a call. Kendra, there is no handicap from our side, there is no hurdle from our side. But it is a decision to be taken by the council.
My name is Vijay from DNS Delhi. My question is, all the states who are contributing to the GST, the productivity states, what is the incentive, special incentives you are going to allow? Number two, there are many
All
industries,
the states,
the productivity states are contributing major to the GST. Any special incentives you are going to offer?
no,
to
wait a
them?
minute, all this has been discussed even at the stage when the GST was being discussed to be final.
Okay.
It is a consumption-based tax. And for manufacturing states, whatever they had as apprehensions were answered and attention has been given to them even then. That issue need not be raised as a new issue as though it has cropped up only now.
Okay, many states have not availed the loan. What is suggested about the GST contributions?
Sorry, what
Many
loans?
states have not taken the loans.
What loans?
You have Government of India has suggested to raise loans on this GST what they are contributing.
No, I'm sorry, if I understand you right,
Uh,
the GST compensation related loan, as was agreed, has been raised by the center.
okay.
As per the provisions of the constitution, the borrowings of the center and states are managed by the Department of Expenditure. They have raised, and last year itself, every month back to back, the loan has been given.
Okay.
Which are the states which have not availed? I'm sorry, I think you should have more
Ma'am,
information.
ma'am,